Hello there. We're here at Queen Mary's, Roehampton, and I'm speaking to David Godfrey, a very good friend of mine who I've known for years and years. David is a patient here, and he is wearing a prosthetic leg as well as an orthotic item. Now he's going to explain to you what it's like having to deal with both technicians and how important it is to have harmony in the camp. David, welcome.
Thank you.
Over to you.
Thanks.
What is it like?
On the prosthetic side, the harmony is just fine. What I found out today is that there are less prosthetic patients going through the system than there are orthotic patients. And yet, there are more prosthetists than there are orthotists. And the orthotic side takes generally longer to produce a piece of equipment than a prosthetic. I mean, they can make a leg in 3 weeks.
So how important...
You can walk out on it.
Okay, so you have the prosthetist and you have the orthotist.
Yeah.
In your daily routine, when you come up to be rebuilt, as it were, do you see the two people at the same time, or do you have different appointments? Right.
No. Well, that's not strictly true. I mean, I always have to have an appointment for the orthotist.
Right.
If I happen to see my prosthetist and say, hey, can I have another pair of stockings, or can you give my knee a blow through, because it's getting a bit weak on the login.
Yes.
I can do that at the same time. But that's the way it always used to be. You can walk in, you can say to the prosthetist, hey, could you fix my ankle, it's a bit loose, or something, and he might say, yeah, sure, get into a room, whatever. Or he might say, bit busy today, can you come back on Friday? So I'd say, yeah, sure, and I'd clear off.
So you have a good rapport with your technicians?
Yeah.
And do you feel that's very important?
Not with my technicians.
No.
With the technicians and the guys in the factory. And that is a place that I have been banned from.
Do you feel they're unsung heroes? Do you feel the technicians should be given more voice?
Absolutely. I mean, switching over now to orthotists, anything that I need doing has to be sanctioned by the orthotist. Despite the fact I've been wearing a orthosis for 45 years, and that I know when things are wrong and what needs to be done. Now, I can't get it done in under a month. And I've just had this new caliper, which to start with needed adjustment at the top on the corset area. So having tried it on in the fitting room, it was 4 weeks before I could get the next appointment to get that adjusted. Then that was done. So I took it home for a weekend's trial, and I found that the foot was at the wrong angle. My foot's bent because of the crack. Right. It was at the wrong angle. So I brought it back in, and now the appointment is 5 weeks, which means I'm waiting 13 weeks for 3 silly little adjustments, which one of the technicians could do in half an hour.
So do you feel red tape has taken over the care? Do you feel as though it's not as good as it used to be? And I don't mean just in one hospital. Do you feel things have taken over, too much paperwork, too much red tape?
In this hospital?
In this one in particular?
Well, I'm not in
no, I know.
other hospitals, but in this hospital, the service has gone right down. I mean, because of one person in the user group, the guys in the factory were investigated by the fraud squad.
That seems a shame, David, because, you know, I've known you a long, long time. And without these specialist people helping you to live an independent life as you can, it must be very frustrating. Do you feel that there must be changes to make it easier for a patient to get treatment?
Absolutely. I mean, with the prosthetic side, it's got to be by appointment, but you can usually see a prosthetist whenever. I mean, I saw him this morning because I needed to change a shoe on my orthoses.
So you have a left leg prosthetic, the prosthetic leg?
Right leg.
Right leg, I see.
Left leg
Is
orthoses.
Yes.
I had to get a shoe changed. The orthoses people couldn't change it. So I had to get my prosthetist to come and do it for me.
So that would seem that both technicians work in harmony as well for you. So you have a full team looking after you.
No.
You don't?
No. I certainly don't. I mean, they couldn't find a shoe hole, which is what I need for doing my shoes. The shoes, the left shoe, always now has to be sent away because, which it never used to have.
Yes.
It was done in the factory and it was done in the morning. And the support inside and the soling and healing, where I used to have an inch support extra bit on the outside of the sole, and the heel was sloped by half an inch. That has to be sent away now because the system says that the factory, who've done it for years, now can't do it because of health and safety and insurance in case I fall over. I've never heard such absolute rubbish, and it takes now 3 weeks for my shoes to be done.
So
how much does that cost?
I agree. So if you summed up your treatment and the way your technicians deal with you, out of 10, where would you mark them?
Oh, I mean, prosthetic technicians, I mean, I give them 10 out of 10. The orthotic technicians, I give them 10 out of 10, except it's not their fault that they can't see me in under 4 or 5 weeks. It's the system, and they have got 5,000 orthotic patients, a lot of whom are children who have to have the things altered as they grow up. And it means that blokes like me can't get a nose in, even though what we need, what I need, is for a technician, that's a factory guy, to come in, see what I've got, what I need doing, adjust it, and I'm aware.
Right, so really that is it then. If the technician saw the patient hands-on, they know what it's all about.
Yeah.
David Godfrey, thank you so much for your time, and I do wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice having you. Oh, you